Of course, we expected Manchester United and Tottenham to get into the finals, and yeah, we called that yesterday.
Nothing
Looking
new.
at nothing new. Looking at both teams and how they played in these semi-finals, who do you think has the higher chance of winning Europa League?
I would say Man U. If up the top from the game I watched, right? I'll
Mm-hmm.
say Man U just because Man U is very complete now.
Mm-hmm.
Dogu is playing really well. Luke Shaw is back. Messi Mount banged in 2 goals. It feels like there's something going on there, right?
Yeah.
For Messi Mount to start scoring now, he's keeping himself fit, right? Hoylund is not really at his best, but he's still doing something for the team.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm tipping Man U, but the only thing is Postecoglou knows how to beat Man U.
Why you
He's
say?
done it so many times,
Why
right?
are you? Yeah. How? Why are you so certain that Postecoglou knows how to beat Manchester United? Like,
Because he's beating
not Ten Hag's Manchester United. I'm talking about Amorim's
even
Manchester
this
United.
guy, he's beat
Like this.
Amorim.
No, but this current team in this current form that they're at now, because Man U's form in Europa League is actually pretty good, right? So
Even
looking at how they
Tottenham's
play, yeah,
Tottenham's form in Europa
but
League is
looking
good.
at how they play, I don't think the way you're saying this with so much certainty is like, yeah, Tottenham might win. I
It's
think
a
it will be
final,
I think
right?
it will
It's
be
who turns
difficult.
up.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is who turns up, right? But at the end of the day, I feel if I was to pick someone, I'll say it's Man U. Man
Hmm.
U has a higher chance of winning, but
Hmm.
you never can tell. Postecoglou has always boasted, in my second year, I always win a trophy. In my second year, I always win a trophy.
If
So
Postecoglou wins this trophy, should they keep
yeah,
him for another season?
if I was those that make decision, I would say yes, just keep him.
Mm.
Right? Just keep him. Except you have a very good alternative. But what's the alternative?
Hmm.
If you bring someone in and at the end of the day you don't back him, there's no
Hmm.
point. Right? It's
Hmm.
kind of a waste of time. I feel like you're just wasting your time, and that's what anyways, Mourinho was backed but not backed properly. Nuno was not really backed.
Hmm.
Um Conte was backed, but Conte had an issue with the type of players they were even buying, the mentality generally of the fans. He
Hmm.
believed that the culture in the club was wrong.
Yeah.
Like even with the staff, they had kind of like an average mentality.
Yeah.
They were satisfied with being average. That's
Yeah.
what Conte was ranting about, right? So that's it. And you have Postecoglou too, that's also had a go at the fans when they played Manchester City last year and they wanted to lose just because they did not want Arsenal to win.
I
And I
don't
was
think they
like,
wanted to lose just because they didn't want Arsenal to
no,
win.
they
I feel like
wanted to
that's it.
lose. When Manchester City scored, they were rejoicing.
No, the fans,
Yes,
not
the fans were
yeah.
rejoicing. They were rejoicing
Definitely,
that
yeah.
Arsenal will not win the league.
Yeah, it
So,
was the fans,
so,
yeah.
so imagine that you are losing but you are rejoicing just because your enemy is not going to. Just like, come on. It is
Yeah.
possible. I think that's when the how do I say it now? The break,
The
him and the fans.
disconnect that happened
Yes,
between him and the
between
fans
him and the
happened, yeah.
fans is that match that happened. Because before then,
Hmm.
Postecoglou has really been, even if they don't really play so well. SB, welcome. So even if they don't play so well,
Hmm.
right? They would always turn up,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? They will always turn up. But now it just feels like, right? Yeah, Bilbao started stronger. It started stronger. And it took till like maybe 70 something minutes
Yeah, before goals really
for
started
Man U
entering
started
the game.
pouring their goals from their baskets.
Yeah, but Messi Mount really made a difference in this game, scoring two
Yeah.
goals. I didn't expect Messi Mount to perform the way he performed, given that he's just back to the squad, and
Yeah,
he actually did well.
Messi, Messi Mount is good.
Hmm.
The major issue is injury. Man U fans, me as a Chelsea fan, it's still paining us. The subs change the game exactly. Yeah, the subs change the game.
Yeah.
Like me as a Chelsea fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've seen Messi Mount come out of our academy. We know what he can do.
No, he's
It's
capable of
not
doing.
like, yes, he's hardworking.
Yeah.
He understands the game to some
Mm-hmm.
extent, right?
Yeah, that turn and strike. Yeah,
That was
especially
good.
the way he turned and the steps he took. It's almost like
But
rehearsed.
that's a typical Messi
Like he's
Mount
been
goal.
doing it for a while.
That's a typical Messi Mount goal.
It
He
was
did
it was
that
yeah,
in the first season.
it was really
Normal,
good. It was really
right?
good.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just, I think they were both, Bilbao tried their best, but
Mm,
after some time, I felt like the energy wasn't there. Like SSB said, subs made the difference.
yeah.
Subs made the difference. And
It
this
did.
final, we're
Mhm.
having an argument now, right? Who do you think is going to win it? Man U
Yeah.
or Tottenham? Considering their current situation,
Yeah.
right? Man U is ahead of Tottenham in the table, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. I think
But at the
so.
same time,
Let me
yeah,
check.
yeah, they're ahead of them.
Yeah, Man U is ahead of Tottenham actually. Man U is 15th and Tottenham is 16th on the table. So yeah, but I mean, being ahead of Tottenham doesn't really like mean anything when it comes down to it, right? It doesn't really mean anything.
They're like 5 and 6.
Yeah,
It's
it doesn't mean
exactly
anything.
SB is, I think SB is, all of us, even Kingsley said the same. He
Yeah,
said, I think
I think they might win it. Yeah,
Man U, yeah. So that's the thing now. See, Tottenham has
yeah,
beat Man U 3 times so far this season, but beat a team 4 straight times is difficult. True.
it's quite
To go,
difficult. But what if it goes to penalties though? Do you think that's a game that could go to penalties?
it can, it can,
I
it
think
can
it
go
will
to
be. I think
penalties,
it will be a very competitive game because
right? It can
you're
go to
you're
penalties. I
playing
don't see a
you're playing
reason
with
why it
two teams
cannot.
that I feel will
Yeah,
be very open in the way they
yeah.
are going to play in that final. I don't think Man U would want to sit back and defend all the
Sit
way.
back and no, no,
And
no, no, no.
Tottenham play a high line. They also play attacking football. Looking at the
Exactly. Yeah.
keepers, I'm suspecting this game might be a very end to end. You score me, I
Is
score
the
you.
keepers are really, to me,
Yeah,
what we set both teams apart is the
the
goalkeepers.
keepers will
If
really
only,
make a difference. Yeah,
yes, Bilbao said they really let themselves down today. I think I agree with you. So
yeah,
if Onana turns up on that final, right, he turns up, they are going to win it. If Tottenham's keeper turns up,
hmm,
right, they have a better chance of winning it. So I think it's going to be a game about the keepers, the goalies themselves. So yeah.
yeah. That's true. The keepers will really make a difference. I can understand really getting beat and that manner by
Yeah,
yeah.
I expected more from Bilbao,
Hmm.
but yeah, at the end of the day, I think it
Yeah,
was just the
especially the quality they have in the squad too. Like Bilbao, they're a team that have talents. Nico
they do. Yeah,
Williams. I don't know even why Nico didn't play in the game, but looking at the talents in the team, looking at the side they're playing
yeah, I
against,
expected more. I expected,
Man, you are
yeah,
like 13th in the Premier League. Um, Bilbao,
Bilbao have
they
like six
are
or
like
so.
sixth in their league. So I expected something more competitive. Like, yeah, the Williams brothers didn't play. Yeah, I expected something more competitive, like down to something almost like how we saw like Barcelona, Inter Milan, or
Yeah,
even
something end to end. They
even
are
something
desperate to
close
come back.
in goals like PSG, Arsenal.
Yeah,
We expected something like that. So yeah,
but I
losing
think it
four
was
one.
all about energy, right? There
Yeah,
was not much.
losing 4-1, especially in a game where you scored first, right? They scored first,
Yes.
right?
Oh, yeah, Bilbao is even fourth. Apologies for that.
Yeah.
He said he said they are fourth in La Liga with the best defense. Wow, best defense.
Wow.
That's
Record
crazy.
wise, that means
And they were
defending
scored
in
how
La
many
Liga
goals?
is
Six
really
goals. They conceded 6 goals.
wow. That means defending in defending in La Liga is really not. It's really not the best.
Defending in La Liga is terrible.
If Bilbao is
Six
like
goals.
fourth, wow.
Was it how many goals did they? Today was 4-1. The match
Yeah,
before was 3-0, right? Yeah, was three
was it?
zero last week. Yeah, it was.
It was 3-0.
That's 7-1.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
7-1 aggregate.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
7-1. You're right. 7-1 aggregates.
And
Wow.
that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, 7-1 aggregates a lot.
They no, they
Oof.
messed up to a team that is 15th in the league.
Yeah.
Man U currently they're like baskets, just pouring and just any
I think
any.
whoever shows up on that day,
Mm,
I think whoever shows up on that day would win it. The best team, the team that just like is
that really
really
wants it.
that really wants it. They are playing well.
Yeah,
They are
yeah.
focused. They have that mentality that this trophy we have to win it. I think that's the team that win. Obviously, like any final, whoever shows up will win. But
We need to
with
save
these
the
two
date. Like
teams, they are very
a lot
close
of
in terms of their quality.
exciting games coming up.
Hmm They're quite close in
Tot-
their quality. But yeah,
Tottenham versus Man U final. I'm just checking it. I know it's taking place in Spain. Europa final. I'm just checking it. Europa final. What's the date? May 21st. 2 weeks time. Let's go there. On a Wednesday. Let's go there. That's crazy.
on the
So we
Wednesday,
see.
yeah,
So
Wednesday, May 21st. Yeah, we'll see.
true, and I think that's what SSB just mentioned now, right? They say the other leagues' quality is lower. The spending power is more in the EPL. They attract the best players. La Liga and Serie A money wise, and yeah, they are near broke, obviously. So,
True.
and
Yeah,
that's the
that's
thing now.
valid. Hmm
In the Conference League,
hmm
Chelsea plays Real Betis,
Yeah,
right? Real Betis and Florentina, they played extremely well. Like when two of them played, it felt like this is something happening, but we don't know what's going to happen in this final, right? Chelsea
yeah.
has spent almost 1 billion, but we'll see.
And Anthony's in form too. So,
Yeah,
Anthony is now like a goat for Real Betis. He's in
they should
form. He's
keep they should
confident.
keep him. They
I
should
think,
keep their
and
goats.
I
Keep
think
him.
Anthony against Sanchez. I think Anthony can punish Sanchez. If I'm being honest,
They say
Anthony can punish
SSBC.
Sanchez.
They say when Sevilla used to win Europa, they were UCL. Exactly.
Hmm
Right? They were always dropping down. Then they go. Those were their moment. They go and win it. Then they say they. Meanwhile, they refuse to dine with the big boys. Champions League. They want to play with the Sevilla. They won it so many times. Right?
Yeah,
Won it so many times. Yeah, teams are getting better now. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's the thing. But I think overall, Champions League, Europa, Conference League,
hmm
I think it was really good. The run of games we had was extremely good.
The quality.
Extremely good. The quality was extremely good. Right? And for
I think it would be
we
smart. Let's address this. Like now, the question is: do you rest players if you are Man U or Tottenham in the EPL? I think you have to.
let's see their next fixtures.
You have to. I think
They
you
can't be
have to.
they can't be relegated anymore
They
now.
can't be
So why are you
relegated. Like
now
you have to. Like
2 weeks time? But the thing is, you can't rest people and say they don't use them. They not become match fit.
you can. I mean, you can rest if you can rest like a few people, right? Like
Fixtures.
you can just like remove a few
But
people early on from the game, just give them.
I think Postacoglu is not going to really. I feel like he wants to finish in a higher position than where he currently is. So they play Crystal Palace this weekend,
Hmm
which is a winnable game. It's a
hmm
winnable game. They can win that game. They play Aston Villa and
Yeah.
then they play Man U in the final. Then they play Brighton.
hmm
Ah, I think for that Aston Villa game
Yeah.
is how do I say it now? I think they should just rest people. There's no point.
I think they should rest people. Like I
There
think
is
they should
no
rest
point.
people.
They play
It's the
Thursday. They are
it's the
playing. They are
it's the
playing
smartest
Sunday.
it's the smartest thing to
No,
do.
There's
especially
no
if
point.
you, especially if
There's
you
no
know
point. Yeah,
you're playing this many games, you want the
there's
trophy.
no point. Yeah.
These days, you can't risk anything. You can't risk a key player getting injured, right? So if you're man, you rest Mount, rest
Three key
Bruno,
games: Crystal Palace, Aston Villa,
yeah,
and Brighton.
rest your
And
key, rest
what
your
is
key
the best
players.
position they can even finish? The best position Tottenham can finish, even if they
Hmm.
decide they were not going to rest. Oh my god, they really had a bad run. Let's say they even get 9 points.
Hmm.
Where would they finish? 9 plus 9,
But Tottenham,
47.
they are close. Man U and Tottenham, they are close to relegation zone though. Like, think about it really.
Yes,
Do
now
you really want to? Do you really want to rest players when you're
the
this close to
the
relegation
highest
zone?
they can finish is 12th. Tottenham, the highest they can finish is 12th. There's
Imagine
no
Tottenham. Imagine Tottenham gets relegated.
no, they can't be
No, they
relegated
can't be.
now.
Yeah, yeah, the three teams are
As
relegated.
relegated
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
Manchester United, their next
But
3 games.
but finishing like 17th will
But
not be
you know
good
the
for
funny
them.
thing, no matter how high, even if they decide to win the next 3 games, the
Hmm.
highest any of them can finish is 12th. Is 12th.
Yeah,
So there's no
I
point.
would say rest. I would say rest key
Just
players.
rest all your people,
Yeah,
my
rest key
brother.
players. Yeah.
Let's see the fixtures for Man U. Man U, let's see Man U's fixtures. I'm just curious. Man U, rest people. Let Chelsea beat you. We need that game. My brother,
Chelsea,
West
now
Ham.
you guys are fighting for Champions League spots.
West Ham, they are playing West Ham.
You're
Ah,
fighting with Newcastle. Actually, I want Newcastle to come back to the Champions League. I feel like
Chelsea.
they
This
deserve
this
another
format
run.
might suit them, right? If I'm to pick between
Hmm.
Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, and Aston Villa, maybe we should pick Newcastle. But Man U plays West Ham, they play Chelsea, and they play Aston Villa.
Yeah,
Similar. Just rest people and be done.
yeah. I'll say rest people.
Be done. Be done.
Rest
Be
people.
done. Congrats to the English club, Austin. Yeah. Is it except Arsenal?
Did you hear what Ateta said? Did you
I
hear
so
Ateta's postman?
that
Like,
is so full of gold.
I promise I will not banter like
That guy is
Arsenal fans again.
he's
It's
so
fine.
full of himself.
I'm like, the delusion is just crazy.
It's too
It's
much.
crazy. Oh,
Yeah,
the best team got kicked out of the competition. If you're the best team,
there's
you're supposed
which
to be in the
best team?
final. The best team got kicked out of the competition. The bench told me. So some random guy from the bench told you
Which
that
bench? Which bench told him?
random guy from the bench told you, oh, Ateta, you guys are the best team, and you guys got kicked out. Does that even make any sense? Like,
The guy is ridiculous.
it's
He's
so ridiculous.
ridiculous.
I think honestly, if Ateta doesn't win a trophy next season, sack him,
He
man.
will
Like,
be gone. Yeah,
just let him
he's
go.
gone. Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Yeah, I want Tottenham
Austin
to
is
win.
saying he wants Tottenham to win Europa.
Yeah, actually, I
My
want Tottenham to
brother,
win Europa. Actually, I want Postecoglou to at least
it feels
win
like
a trophy.
everybody wants Tottenham to win Europa.
Yeah, because Postecoglou, he deserves the trophy, right? After all the effort he's put in the
Backlash,
team, all the
he
backlash from
suffered,
the
he suffered,
fans,
he
he
suffered.
deserves
Was
something.
Goglu has suffered, to be honest. SSB saying, to be fair, Arsenal, I rather reach US semi-final. Why?
Really?
Why?
You think
SSB,
so?
why?
You think so? You
No,
rather reach a
European
UCL final
trophy, no.
than win a European
No,
trophy?
no, no, no,
Nah,
no.
SSB this take. Nah. We
No,
can't
no,
let this
no,
take
no,
fly.
no, no,
No, come
no.
on, a trophy. They need
It's
a
a
trophy,
trophy.
and
The
it's a European trophy too.
European trophy. I think the major thing why people now are criticizing Ateta is trophy,
Yeah, wait,
right? Because at the end of the day, you cannot hang on your shelf, your club shelf for your trophies when fans come, like visitors come.
exactly. Yeah,
Where is the history? Oh, we
yeah.
finished second in the league. We finished second in the league. We finished like what's it? We finished in
Participation trophy.
no. I
Oh
don't.
my
Anyways,
god.
I don't. I'm just thinking. No, I prefer to win Europa than just go out. If I
Yeah,
have to go out in semi-final, it's better I don't even go for it.
that's true. That's true.
But no. But let's put it in context.
Mm-hmm.
From SSB's point of view, like if Arsenal, they've not been in the Champions League.
Yeah.
They managed and they struggled. They got into Champions League, and for the first time in many years, they finished in semi-final. That's better. But not in a case where you've gone like 3 times, you've challenged for the Premier League 2 times or even 3 times now, and still you still finish second.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Exactly. Yeah. Let's go to Austin's comment. Arsenal disappointed everybody yesterday, especially the neutral fans. That's true.
Everyone.
We expected them to put up like we expected them to put up a fight. You know, we expected them to put up a fight, but it didn't feel like they had a plan. They tried their best to execute that plan, which was the long balls.
That plan was not a solid plan.
It just didn't feel like they really had that mentality to win it that day, and they gave it their all. Like when you see how Inter played against Barcelona, the two teams felt like they gave it their all, but it just felt like Arsenal players.
Well, you could also
in their head.
It could also be a case of Arteta used them on Saturday, and you are now making them play Wednesday.
He didn't rest them.
So, in as much as we want to blame the players, someone like Declan Rice, he gave his all.
I guess Arteta at this point now is fighting to not finish 3rd or 4th on the table.
He's really going to fight.
At this point, he's fighting to keep the second position.
Second, because that second might keep his job. Dorcas is saying she wants Tottenham to win, or he wants Tottenham to win.
Yeah.
SSB, what's this mean? So nobody talks about Europa at the end of career. It's like WWE competes for heavyweight. My brother, it's the same thing. But let me make a case. It's better to have a belt than no belt.
Than no belt. Yeah.
It's better to have a belt. It's just like Harry Kane now.
Yeah, exactly. He has won something.
I understand it's actually better to compete in, like, obviously WWE, right? Heavyweight, but low belt. But if you compete in WWE, you didn't have any trophy, nothing on your cabinet. You come back when you're at old age, you come back to your glass cabinet.
Exactly, nothing to show for
and
it.
Just pictures, pictures of your lost fights.
Exactly.
SSD, pictures of the lost fights.
No belt, nothing.
No belts.
All the times you prefer fights with no belt. No.
I prefer having a belt.
I would rather see a good season for Arsenal is winning an FA Cup, winning a Carabao Cup, finishing second. Finishing second, winning Champions League is a great season for Arsenal. Finishing second, winning Carabao Cup, I'll still say it's a good season. Win a trophy, right?
Yeah. And had it been Arsenal even won the Carabao Cup and they went out in semi-final, it's a great season. And they finished second. They've done well.
Yes.
Do you get? But it's not a case of like there's nothing to show for it. That's the problem.
Yes.
Right? If it's that they had Carabao Cup or something or even FA Cup, something to lean back on, then we can say, okay, yes. Coming out in the semi-final is actually better than Carabao Cup.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So that's it. See, Arsenal raised my hope after beating Real Madrid. I support.
I remember saying this on this stream. Remember when I said do not be deceived.
Don't put your hopes in Arteta's basket.
Arsenal beating an average Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Because if Arsenal faced a Real Madrid in form, I don't think they were going to beat Real Madrid. The Real Madrid that they face is a Real Madrid that is not even tactically.
Who were those? They were unknown gunmen. Unknown gunmen.
They're a Real Madrid team going through a transition. When a team is going through a transition season, it's just meeting them in that season. You might beat them. They're pretty average, right?
Transition, but you added Mbappe to your ranks.
Of course, like you brought in Mbappe, you brought in Vini, You have
Yeah.
Rodrigo, who may leave
Those
or may
guys have
stay.
been there now.
Rodrigo,
Vini. Yeah.
you have Rodrigo. Rodrigo may stay may leave this summer, or he may stay. Right?
Is
We
he
don't
is he
know.
leaving?
We don't know, right? He's open.
Okay.
Rodrigo may
Yeah, yeah,
go.
yeah,
He may exit this summer, right? But now you
yeah,
have Mbappe. Mbappe is still in the squad. Vini is in the
yeah.
squad. I feel like with a very good coach, he can utilize all these talents that they have
Mm,
and have a very good outcome, right?
yeah, yeah,
Especially in the Champions League, right? Especially this Champions League campaign. So
yeah.
to be honest, Ancelotti did not utilize the guys as well as he should
As
have.
and
You know,
it could also be a case that Ancelotti is tired.
I guess you go to
Now,
Brazil. I guess you go
he's
to
going to
Brazil.
Brazil.
Yeah, you go to
SSB
Brazil
saying
and then you go to.
I also don't think Arteta is going anywhere. Boardroom people would rather be yes, financially.
Yeah, I feel they're
Financially.
just deluded to the top. They're just all of them are
Yeah.
the delusion just goes through everybody there. It's
Actually,
crazy.
if you look at this thing, I think I'm understanding what SSB is saying. It's actually from Arsenal's point of view, boardroom. Let's go to their boardroom,
Mm-hmm.
right? Let's say we're boardroom members now in the
Mm-hmm.
boardroom. You will prefer Arsenal leaving the semi-final each year
Mm-hmm.
than winning Europa because of the money.
Mm.
Because they give you money for each level, right?
Oh, you get paid for each
Yes,
level you get
they
to.
give you money for each level. Okay, I think the winner gets about 90 million. You can fact check your 100 million.
Yeah.
But even to semi-final, you still bag something back.
Mm-hmm.
You still get a good amount, right? So from SSB's point of view, Arsenal's board would prefer Arteta coming out in the semi-final than going to win Europa Cup.
Mm.
That said, let him win
Yeah,
something.
the winner of the Champions League receives $25.9 million. That's 20.8 million pounds. Euros, pounds, yeah, pounds, yeah.
That's all they get.
Euros, yeah. That's all they get. Yeah. They get 25 point. The winner of the Champions League receives $25.9 million. Yeah, that's how much they earn. Yeah.
So what's the for? But no, but they give you for each level.
Are you sure? Are
So
you sure they get paid for
you
each
should
level?
check in total
Are you sure
when
they
you
get
win it.
paid?
Yeah, they do get paid for each round. I'm sure about that. I'm sure about that. Really sure. Right?
Yeah, let me check that for you.
Yeah, SSB saying say Loki Betis can do something in the final.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen Bellerin, Anthony, Isco. Yeah.
Anthony is a
Watch
goat
your
now.
ballers. Can turn up for one game.
Anthony is a
I'm
real
just praying, Kingsley, as a Chelsea fan,
Anthony is a
Betis,
real Betis goat.
please don't turn up
So
that
let me
day.
tell you the price. Let me tell you the price. Group stage
Yeah.
draw, you get $1 million. Group stage win, you get $3 million. You
Mm.
making group stage, you get 16.8 million.
And
Euros.
they played 8 matches in group stage.
Yeah, so round of 16, you get
Yeah.
$12.2 million.
Okay.
Quarterfinals, you get
Yeah.
$13.9 million.
So that's almost 23 now. Let's say you won five
Yeah.
games. So
So
you're up to about
yeah,
you're almost in 40 already.
yeah, and then
Quarter.
semi-finalists get 16.9 million. Runner up gets 20.5 million, and the winner of the Champions League will get $27.8 million. So
So so as
that's
Arsenal
kind of
is
a lot of money. It's kind of
now
profitable to be in the Champions League. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
they've bagged like 55 million in the bank.
Yes.
Sponsorship deals are there.
Yes.
People want to sponsor. If Arsenal is still in the semi, they keep getting the semi-final. There's still sponsorship deals for you.
Yeah, I
Good
see the
ones,
board.
right?
The board will want to back. You see, all these almost there things that Arteta is doing is creating some kind of hope with the board. He's not really doing
Yes.
bad. He's just not getting it yet.
Yes, it's
Right.
just
So
that
it's not
final
right.
step, but you will get
them,
it.
to them, it's not a bad season. Like, okay, you finish second on the Premier League table,
Yeah,
semi-finalist in the Champions League. You don't win
yeah,
any trophy, but you got that far in like two major, let's say two
yeah,
major
yeah, yeah,
competitions.
yeah,
Right. To
yeah,
them, it's like, wow, okay, that's good. Next season,
yeah,
let's go. What do you need next season? Let's try to win something.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
the more they keep, doing, going like that, the more it keeps happening like that. I mean, it gets to a point where maybe eventually he will win something, right?
Yeah.
We've been saying this on the stream. We've been saying this
Joe,
like
I think this is his first time. Joe,
yeah,
welcome, man.
every single time we talk about Arsenal, we're always talking about them needing a striker. Every single time we talk about Arsenal, it's about them needing a striker. And I mentioned it right. The reason why Arsenal could not score a lot of goals against PSG. We mentioned this, even though they had like a
XG, 5 point something XG.
5.11
Yeah.
XG, they
Yeah.
only scored one goal. And we said,
Yeah.
I told you, Saka is the most creative player, is the most important player for Arsenal when it comes to their build-up play.
Yeah, but the guy is doing all the. He's doing all the. Yeah, but there's nobody in the box.
Nobody's in the box. Where's Martinelli? Who is there? Who is the striker that
All we
is there
see
to score?
Merino. All we see is Merino, a midfielder, or Kai Havertz.
So,
washed up dude.
All they need is a striker. All they need is a striker.
Right?
If
So,
they can get a striker, things will be on the up for them. But like we said, based on the numbers, I think the board will always back Arteta. Like finish second, Champions League semi-final, they'll back him for next season, right? But honestly, if Arsenal gets a striker next season, if they get a striker next season, they'll do well. What's the question?
I have a question for everybody in this on this live
chat
now.
Yeah.
Arteta, let's say Arteta steps into the board meeting, right? And they ask him, no, it might happen. Just listen. It happens, right? People in senior management, we understand this.
Mm-hmm.
You step into the board meeting, they ask you, Arteta. I don't know his full name. Check his full name.
Mikel Arteta. Yeah, Mikel Arteta.
Whatever is there. What do you need to win this Premier League? Honestly, what do you need to win? What does he need to win this Premier League, Kingsley? What should his response be?
2 things.
Yes.
I need a striker.
And you know, once they give you that, when they give you can't give any excuse. There's no second.
They'll always know it's Arsenal. There'll always be an excuse. But okay, let's say 2 things. What are the 2 things he needs to win the Premier League?
Yeah.
Number 1, he needs a striker.
Like Joe. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well, Joe.
Yeah, a striker that can give him 15 to 20 goals in a season. That's like
80 million. That's 80 million already.
That's an 80 million and above striker. You're talking like an Isak. You're talking like a very clinical striker, an informed striker too, right? You're going for like a Cunha, like a forward that is informed, right? Whether in the Premier League or anywhere in Europe, you're going for a top quality striker. Next thing, honestly, I don't think Partey is as good as you think.
I don't think
Partey is as good as you think. No,
so what do you want to do?
Exactly. That type of striker. Exactly. I don't think Partey is as
good. Welcome.
I don't think Partey is as good as you think.
Why? Partey is good.
I don't think so. If you're going to play a double pivot where you want Declan Rice to always go forward, I think it gets yourself a more reliable CDM. Do you get what I'm saying?
But Partey has not done any wrong. He only did wrong in Paris.
And also, what if Partey gets injured? Who is coming in for Partey? You have to play Declan Rice in that position.
Jorginho is coming.
And then move things around. What if Jorginho might leave in the summer, right?
He's leaving in the summer. Yeah.
So I would say those 2 things. He needs to have those 2 things. And we said on this stream, we've said this before. In order for Arsenal to win the league, they need to get 26 wins. They need to win.
From our calculations.
From our calculations that we said, they need to win 26. They need to get 26 and above wins in order for them to make sure they beat an informed Man City and informed
because Man City, I think their cap was always 28.
Yes, Man City is like Man City, they'll get like 28 wins.
Yeah, most of the time.
Liverpool like 27, 26.
Yeah.
Right? But in order to win the league, you have to be getting like almost 30 wins. To be honest, like you should be close enough to 30 than 26. Almost 30 wins in order for you to win.
Yeah.
So it's going to be difficult. It's going to be
so you are saying for Arsenal. So Arteta steps into the boardroom. They ask him, "What do you need to win the Premier League? What 2 things do you need?"
A striker.
He's mentioning striker and a midfielder.
And a midfielder, yes. A defensive midfielder. A defensive. Yeah, a CDM. It's a defensive midfielder. That's
what you already have Partey and Declan Rice.
He's always playing Declan Rice in that kind of box to box position,
So
right?
what of Odegaard?
But Odegaard is an attacking midfielder. He
A
pairs
10.
with he pairs with this guy. He pairs with Saka all the time, right? They play
Yeah.
forward. So I think get yourself a CDM. I get yourself a CDM. Partey is good, but I don't think Partey is
Give me
reliable
two.
enough. Do you know what? Do you know why I'm saying this? Do you know why I'm saying this? Think of
Hmm.
impact from the bench. Think of games where you have to bring
You can bring Partey from the bench.
exactly. Think of games
Come
where
and
you can bring
solidify what you have.
solidify.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember yesterday we were on the show. We talked about squad depth and how
Yes.
Arsenal don't
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
that depth in their squad.
Yeah.
They need that depth in that position. They need that depth in that position.
Which Harvard?
What is this? Yo,
Please,
we're
please.
talking about forward, but you're calling Kai Havertz.
No, Kai Havertz will be coming from the bench steady.
No. Kai Havertz is that kind of like impact from the bench. We're trying to score. Things are not happening. We need
You know what I think?
Mhm.
If I was at Teta and they asked me that question,
Mhm.
the two things I would say go for. I said she's making me laugh. He doesn't have the legs.
I
My
told
brother,
you.
his football age is how check the fact check him. His football age will be like 33. But
How
this
is the
guy
party?
he'll be like 40 real life. 40. You get 40 years old guy. He's even trying maybe enough
Remember, party is like almost
local
like
helps.
39.
Local helps. He's keeping the
Party
guy going.
is-
But anyways,
yeah.
guys like Felix, great. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. But failing other
Party is 31.
31.
Party is
This guy
31.
looks like 39,
Yeah,
38.
but party real life party might be like 36, 37.
Anyways, I think first thing first, he needs a striker. Like Ash said, Gyökeres, fine.
Yeah.
He needs a left winger.
Mhm.
That's all. Someone like this Bournemouth guy, Semenyo, what's his name?
Yeah, Semenyo, yeah. Oh yeah,
That's all.
we mentioned that
That's all.
yesterday. You need a
Get
left
an
winger.
academy guy
Yeah.
that plays midfield.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he has a
Just
lot of defensive people in their academy.
yes,
That's true.
just be even this what's his name, Miles Lewis Kelly.
Yeah.
Train him to be
Yes,
a defensive midfielder.
Skelly can actually play CDM. And I think he'll be a
Yes,
very
let
good
him play
CDM.
as a he has that aura. He
Yeah.
wants to fight. Put him there in the
Yeah.
midfield. You get
Kelly,
somebody else.
Declan, you can play Calafiori in that,
Yes.
that left back. Put
So
Skelly in the midfield.
you see, Martinelli
Mhm.
needs to go to the bench permanently. He's not good enough.
Saudi.
Kai Havertz needs to go to the bench permanently. He's not good enough.
Yes.
Impact subs, just bring them as impact sub. Then you keep
Yeah.
Trossard too. Once in a while,
Bring them in.
bring in Trossard, but
Yeah.
you just create like an air conditioner heater on the bench. So these guys will not feel too disappointed for not playing. But anyways, it says you say guys like Felix, Albert, and others are great. Yes, I did. Yeah, especially
Yeah.
Felix. AC
Yeah.
Milan now they are currently booing him and they are not happy with his
He has
performance.
been bounced around like Chelsea.
Yeah,
Before you know it, he's here. He's back to Chelsea. He's now
just
in AC. Like it's just yeah.
yeah. He says, "You will fake passport. Where did you? I'm not there. Oh." Is it part a fake passport?
Yeah. It's hey. I don't know, but Partey
I didn't
doesn't
say
have
it.
the legs. He doesn't have the legs to handle that
It
midfield.
doesn't. It
I'm telling
doesn't
you,
actually.
they need depth in that position. They need, like you said, they need more depth in that winger position as well. They need a striker. They
Yeah.
need that's all. I think that's all they need. Once they can, solidify those three positions, to me, in my own
Yeah.
opinion, and they can get at least 28 wins, regardless of what the other teams
28
do.
will be hard.
Regardless of what
28 will be
regardless of
hard.
what anybody does,
Anyway, they've done 27. They
just
did 27 and they didn't win the league.
two things they need to focus on: 28
Yeah.
wins, right?
Yeah.
They should get at least 28 wins, and in
Yeah.
every game, don't
Yeah.
concede. Try not to concede. You understand?
True.
Try to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
solid defensively. In that
Yeah.
way, they might end up having games where they draw a lot, and also
Yeah.
the margins by which they lose games will be less. and the chances of them even getting
And
the
this
offer.
red card, they need to solve that red card problem.
Yes,
It's what
that
killed them
whole
this
like
season,
that was red card. This person gets a red
right?
card.
It's what it killed them this
Yeah,
season.
they can right kick
Red
the
card
ball,
here
get a
and
red
there.
card. Yeah,
Yeah. It
that's
was too
another
much.
thing. Yeah, but yeah, we see how
Man,
the reinforcements go in the
we
summer.
hope. Yeah, we know. But I think coming to the end of this season, English teams have really done well in terms of even Arsenal has done well. At least they got to semi-finals, right?
Hmm.
They've done well in terms of the participation.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think. I think they've done well, if you ask me,
Yeah, I think so.
right?
Like looking at the positions, most of them finished. Um,
Mm.
Liverpool got to the quarterfinals. Same with Aston Villa got to what? No, Liverpool was when was Liverpool? Liverpool was quarterfinals, right?
Yeah. No,
They go-
no. Second round.
Oh,
Don't
second,
bring yourself
no,
up.
okay, no. Round of 16. Oh,
Yes.
round
That's
of
where
16.
you came out. Yeah.
Okay, and then you have Aston Villa in the quarterfinals. You
Mm.
have Arsenal getting to like semi-final. You
Yeah.
have Man U in the final. You have Tottenham in the final. If Man U and Tottenham they sit like almost bottom of the table, they're like bottom of the table teams. So it's like
True.
and
True.
and then it's weird to say Man U and Tottenham are bottom table teams, but that's the fact. They really are.
That's the fact.
They really are. So
You don't need to fact check that. That's the fact.
and then you just just in general, even Chelsea they're also in the final, right, of the
Yeah.
conference league. I think in general the English teams have had a very, very good European campaign.
They have.
And they've
They
done
have.
they've done really, really well so far. So I'm impressed with it. I'm impressed with the performance. Yeah, let's see what
Yeah.
SSB said here.
Yeah.
Arsenal should should stop signing these ex players from other teams. Zinchenko, Sterling, others. Yeah, they failed. Like I even forgot Zinchenko is in the team. I forgot he was even in the
Oh,
squad.
he's even there. Yes,
He's in
yes,
the
yes.
squad.
Shishiko is still there.
When was the last time Zinchenko played a game?
He's falling down the pecking order because Mars
Like
Lewis Kelly is first, Carlo
and then
Fiore is next.
Calafiori, and then
Is
maybe Zinchenko. Like
damn.
Like Sterling. Yesterday on the stream, I asked you like, what was the point of Sterling? Like, what does Sterling do? Why is Sterling is still in this squad? Is
Yeah.
man, go and get actual talents.
Yes, EPL has 5 spots. UCL, yep, and win. Wow, and it's true. The
Yeah,
winner will be 6. Backdoor
yeah.
guys.
So there's
Man
a
U and
chance.
Tottenham.
Yeah,
Backdoor. Backdoor men.
exactly. So
Right.
there's a chance. Actually, there will be 6 English teams in the Champions League next season. So that's good.
Austin is saying PSG just they eliminated 3
Yeah,
English teams.
did you see? I mean, it was not Luis Enrique that said they call it Farmers League.
Oh,
Did you see that?
yeah.
They call it
Yes,
Farmers
yes,
League.
yes. But we
Like
eliminated 3 teams.
they eliminated
That's
3. Yeah, they cut down. No,
English teams.
PSG, they're an underrated team, very underrated, and they're a very
But
complete team.
but like what Austin just said now,
Mhm.
it feels like they eliminated the same type of teams, English. Maybe they are good at that, but they are going to if it's going to be an Italian job in the final. It's going to be different.
Yeah, that'll be quite different. That'll be quite
Very
different.
different.
Yeah, yeah, that'll
Very
be quite
different.
different.
Austin saying who will win PSG?
I've already
Uh
called this now. We had this conversation yesterday. I already
yes,
called,
it did. You know, Austin
where
wasn't
I'm leaning.
around.
Yeah,
Austin wasn't.
Austin was the one
I
that
mean, I'm
showed me there.
leaning Inter. I'm leaning Inter
Yeah, me
Milan.
too. Me too. I'm leaning Inter.
I think
I'm
most
leaning
people
Inter
are
Milan. Yeah.
leaning in.
Everybody's leaning Inter. Inter, the way they set up in that, what was their formation
Yeah.
again? Is it 3-3-5? Is 3-5-2?
3-5-2. Yeah.
3-5-2, and the way they have no kind of
Three.
positional
Yeah.
play,
Three
where they are,
five two without the ball becomes 5-5.
becomes 5-5, like,
Yeah.
and the way they switch positions, and
Yeah.
the way they, like, a center back can be a striker can be a center back, a left back can be a right back. Like they are just a mixed team.
In fact,
They're
they're
just
everywhere.
they're a crowd of people that they just had
Crowd
they,
of men.
the crowd of 10 men that you just can't score. So it's like, although Barcelona found a way, I don't know. It will be very difficult for
You don't
PSG.
know how they did it.
It's very difficult for PSG.
Austin is saying
Yeah,
yes. Inter Milan full
full
defense,
defense,
full
full
attack.
attack. You're like, when the
Yeah.
attack is like they are hitting you with a hammer, and then when they are defending you, it feels like a wall. So it's like, man, Inzaghi, the thumbs up to Inzaghi. Like the way he's really set up this team tactically, wow,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's really crazy.
SSBC. Wait, who is in top 5 EPL?
EPL,
Top 5 race.
the top five is obviously Liverpool, Arsenal,
Arsenal,
Man
Man City,
City,
Newcastle, and
Newcastle,
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Yeah, currently, but Chelsea has tough games.
Yeah.
They
I don't
play. They
know.
play.
I don't know if I want Chelsea in the champ. I don't. Again, Chelsea might go semi.
Why?
I
Be
don't know if I want.
fast. Come
I don't know if
on.
I want Chelsea. I don't know if I want Chelsea finishing in top four. I don't know.
We
I kind
spent.
of.
We
I kind of
spent
feel
a
like
billion.
I feel
Come
like
on.
Newcastle had a better. To me, I feel like Newcastle had a better season than you guys. I just feel like they did.
No.
There were just so many
Why?
highlights of their. There were just so
Anyways,
many
if we finish
highlights
above
of
them,
their
if we
season.
finish above them, they've not had a better season. Anyway,
Exactly. I will Newcastle in the Champions League. They keep Isak one more season. I think Isak with Newcastle in the Champions League,
true.
they might
I think,
go
yeah,
far.
yeah.
Mhm.
And like you said not this year, last year it wasn't fair to Newcastle, right? It
Yeah,
feels like they should taste
this
this
league
this
phase
format,
type of this
right?
league
This
phase type
format,
of
right? If you ask me to pick my top 5,
Mhm.
how I want it to finish,
Yeah.
I want it to finish. Anyway, let's finish Liverpool on top. We can't change that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Liverpool on top, Arsenal second, Man City third,
Yeah.
right? Chelsea fourth or Newcastle fourth. I don't really care. But Chelsea has to be fifth. They have to be in Champions League. Do you get? Nottingham Forest. Okay, if we go down, Nottingham Forest sixth. I think Nottingham Forest, they deserve
Nottingham
Europa League.
Forest, yeah, they really fumbled this top four. They
Yeah,
really fumbled this top four. This thing finishing in top four. I thought they were going to finish higher than sixth, but man, it's
Ape
okay.
Entertainment, welcome.
I'm happy to be number 5 here.
Are you a Chelsea fan?
Are you a Chelsea fan? Doka said I'm leaning Inter.
Everyone is leaning, but don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. It feels like everybody is leaning Inter. Then we'll be heat struck by PSG.
Nah, it's Inter.
Austin, this your top 5. Ha. Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest. Come on, why are people after the billionaires club?
You actually think that Nottingham Forest will finish above Chelsea? Wow.
I don't think so.
That's actually interesting. I didn't consider that, but now looking at the difference in points, it's just a 2-point difference between Chelsea and Nottingham Forest. That's like a game, a draw, one loss, one draw, or something like that.
Yes, I agree with this point.
Chelsea draw, Nottingham Forest win.
Yeah.
They might catch up with you guys, right?
Yeah.
So
I agree with this point from SSBC. Forest feels like a season. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it will be fair. It won't be fair for Forest to finish in Champions League, then Chelsea and Newcastle don't finish. Come on.
But it's football. It's not about being fair. It's about who shows up. Nobody's writing that.
They are one of the lowest possession in the league.
Nobody's writing that script on what is fair and what is not fair. It's football. It's who shows up on the pitch, who shows up that season, who has the best campaign. The players, your players are informed. You have informed players. You have players that play well. You have the good tactics. You beat a lot of teams. You deserve Champions League spots.
I actually think Chelsea will finish above Nottingham Forest. I will finish in Champions
League. With the way it looks.
This weekend, if they don't lose to Newcastle,
it's just 3 games left, right?
Yes. If they don't lose to Newcastle this weekend, it's done.
Chelsea Newcastle is this weekend?
Yes.
Oh my days. Wow.
Sunday. Chelsea Newcastle.
Whoever wins. Oh my God.
That would be a war.
Oh my God. Whoever wins that game, stays in the first position. Wow, that's actually interesting. Wow. And who is at home?
Newcastle now. Going to be tough. That's a final.
Yeah, you guys are not winning that game.
Why can't we win it?
Nah, you guys are not winning. You guys are not winning Newcastle at home.
We'll see. I think
You
we
guys
should
are not
even do.
winning.
We should go live after that match.
You guys, let us know if we go live. If they will join our stream when we go live, we'll go live. You guys, let us know if we should do a watch party for that game. Newcastle,
Chelsea,
Newcastle,
Austin.
Chelsea.
Austin say Chelsea should go and pay sacrifice to Abraham. We've paid sacrifice. We've apologized. Abramovich, let your people go. Let your men go. Let your
No,
children go.
but Chelsea, you guys are actually doing well. When this season
Don't
started,
praise us.
I
Don't
didn't
praise
expect
us.
no, I didn't expect you guys to be fifth or even like
We have a former championship manager.
competing to be top 4. Yeah, because you had like a former championship manager. I had really low expectations for Maresca, so this is quite good actually. It's actually quite good.
SSB is saying I think of the 6 UCL, 2
Mhm.
Europa, 1 conference, 9. That's crazy, actually.
Wow,
6 in
9.
the Champions League. Out of I think it's 32 teams. 6.
9.
That'll be good. 2 Europa, 1 conference league, 9. Wow,
Wow.
that's
Wow.
good.
Wow.
Ooh. I'm saying
I,
the next comment is nice. Oh my god! After he's out of the Champions League, then he does get a home that weekend.
oh my days. Nah. These jokes. Nah,
Why?
these
Why?
jokes.
Why?
Nah,
Oh,
SSV. Nah.
oh God!
Wow.
Is
Oh
it
my
the entire team that
god.
does the guard of honor? It's just the players. It's just
Oh
the
my
players, right?
god. I take that God of honor. Damn. That would
Oh,
be
God.
funny. No, that would be good though.
Oh, that's not nice at all. After this week
Wow.
for Arsenal is bad.
It's
This
bad,
week is
yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Out of Champions League, then you now do guard of honor.
Yeah,
Then
that's
they will possibly lose that match too. Then that will be like 5 games, no win. And wait, Kingston, this is a trend where 2 seasons ago, Arsenal had that issue where towards the end of the season, they had like 5 games without a win. I don't know
yeah.
if we remember. So I don't know
5
if
games
it's
without a win. Really?
yes. If they don't win Liverpool this weekend, it will be 5 games without a win.
Oh yeah.
Liverpool, PSG, home and away, Bournemouth, and the team
Bournemouth.
before that. Right? So
Wow.
that's bad. It's
That
heartbreaking.
wow, that's crazy. That's actually crazy.
It's heartbreaking. Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like this was supposed to be like a Europa League conversation, but we've been talking about Ateta and the Premier League, and damn, it's crazy. But wow, 9 teams in Europe next season is very impressive, and this shows the dominance
Actually,
of the
yes.
Premier League in Europe, in
Yeah.
European football. Like the Premier League is a very very difficult and competitive league, right? And
True.
the quality, due to the influences of coaches like Pep, Klopp, you know,
Yes, they've brought a different
that
dimension to the league. Yeah.
competition of like getting
Yeah.
really high point, really high wins, trying to win trebles and quadruples, and
Exactly.
you know
Yeah.
you're having teams that are playing at the
At the
highest level, like
highest level.
world class level
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
competition. So it just raises the bar, and it just feels
Yeah.
like the Premier League, the
Because
bar has just been raised. Because are you not noticing something? Teams coming from
yeah,
the Championship are struggling to stay in the league.
struggling. How will they stay?
They are
How will they stay?
struggling to stay in the league.
There's a huge gap now. They're
There's
even
a
thinking of
huge
giving.
gap.
They're thinking of giving them 3 points to start off.
Wow.
Yes, because of the gap. Because the last 2 seasons, the 3 people that came up went down.
Yes.
So they are thinking of. I think I don't know if it's League One or the lower division or Championship. They are thinking of they've been negotiating with the Premier League for like points. They should start off with like 3. Even with that, they will still be
They will
relegated.
still. It doesn't matter. Imagine. Look at this season. Give every relegated team right now 3 points. They are still relegated.
They're still relegated. No
Unless
difference.
unless you're giving them a 10 points backing.
No, they won't agree. The other teams will not agree.
Exactly a 10 points
The other
back,
teams will not agree. That would be
a
too
ten
much.
point starting point will be.
Yeah,
We say okay, maybe it might make a difference, but 3 points will not make a difference. The
no.
level, the quality, and the difference in quality between championship teams and Premier League teams,
Hmm.
night and day.
True.
Teams in the Premier League so difficult to win against, so competitive. You have a
Yeah.
13, you have a 14th, 15th team beating a La Liga team home and away, like
Both are in the
7-1.
final.
Manchester United, they are what, 14th on the table, right? 14th or 15th on the table.
15th. I think 15th.
Right, 15, oh, 15, yeah, 15th on the table.
Tottenham is 16th. West Ham is 17th.
West Ham 17th. Man, they are beating a fourth La Liga team,
Properly. Prop.
Atletico Bilbao. What are they, fourth or
Properly.
sixth on the La
They
Liga
beat
table?
them.
They are
They
beating them
beat
home
them.
and away
They beat them properly.
convincingly, 7-1 in aggregate. It's crazy.
See, they should
Yeah, that's fair. We
increase
should
the
increase
money
the
down
money
the
down the
pyramid.
pyramid in
True.
championship. That
Yeah,
is fair.
yeah.
And that could also
That will
help
give them a fighting
quality.
chance, right?
Yes, that would give them a fighting
You
chance.
remember when Nottingham Forest came up and they bought 13 players? We say, oh, they are stupid. The
That's what
man
kept
knew.
them. That's
The
what
man
kept
knew.
them.
Eh?
That's what kept them.
Eh? I'm buying everybody. He bought Morgan Gibbs White. He bought 50. We say, oh, this guy doesn't know what to do. 50 million is spent on Morgan Gibbs
But
White.
they're here. They are here.
Yes.
They are competing for European sports.
So that's it.
It's an investment. It's an investment. They're competing for European sports.
So
So
what are the guys coming up? I think Burnley is coming up because I know Scott
Burnley
Parker is
again.
coming up again. Yes, he's coming up with Scott Parker this time.
Oh my
I don't know
days.
who the other person is. It Sheffield that is coming up? I think Sheffield United is coming up. Let me see
I'm checking. I'm
teams.
checking it.
Okay, I'm checking. Okay, I think Sheffield United is coming up.
Burnley,
Leeds, Leeds,
I think
Leeds,
Sheffield. Yeah.
and Burnley. So the playoffs. I
Mhm.
think Coventry is in the playoffs. Lampard's Coventry is in the playoffs.
Wow. So
So
Lampard might actually come back into this Premier. There's a chance
and
that
he will be
Lampard
relegated
might come
back.
back.
And he will be relegated back.
Of course, he will be relegated, but there's a chance that he might come back. Wow,
But that
that's
would be good. It'd be nice to see him though.
yeah. Well, yeah. Let's wrap up the stream. Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. The games of today were straightforward.
Hmm.
Like everyone agrees, pretty straightforward. Um, all round next year for the Premier League
Yeah.
is going to be good. We're
Hmm.
having 9 teams, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
We would have 9 teams, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's just this weekend. I don't know. I pray Ateta keeps his job. That would be the right thing
Yeah.
for us now to do. Still
Yeah.
back him, right?
Hmm.
Still back him. I think it's just that final piece that is missing. But he too needs to still hone his knowledge, get some advice, and
Hmm.
but he'll be fine. He'll be fine, right? If he can get through this week without any mental health issue, then he'll be fine. He'll he'll be fine. Yes, that's
Um,
final thought.
I
Yeah,
think my final thoughts. I think it's very impressive to realize that 9 teams from the English Premier League will be in Europe next season, and Man U Tottenham. I'm leaning more maybe Tottenham having a chance to win the Europa League, but I think whoever shows up on that day and plays, with that level and that mentality that this trophy is theirs, would really win the
mm,
trophy. I think the two teams are close enough in quality that it's
mm,
anyone's game, right?
true.
It's such an open game. You
Yeah,
cannot. Yes, we might be biased and say Tottenham, but you can go either way. Man, you also have what it takes to win Europa
yeah,
League, and in general, we spoke about Ateta, we spoke about the table and things that need to change for next season to not only be,
yeah, yeah,
favorable for Ateta to win at least a trophy, but
yeah,
also to, influence how, they navigate with like competing in multiple competitions, Premier League,
yeah. Brings
Champions
more
League.
people.
What's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
focus? Who are you getting into
yeah,
the squad? And
yeah.
the general quality in the league too. Like you need to increase your squad depth in order to be more competitive
Exactly.
in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
very competitive league.
League.
So
Exactly.
yeah, in general, we'll see how it goes. You guys will be back.
We'll be back Sunday. I think we're back Sunday. Immediately after the Liverpool Arsenal game,
Okay,
we're
yeah, we'll
back.
be back Sunday.
Are we going live Saturday? I don't think so.
Yeah, Sunday. We'll be
Sunday.
back on Sunday.
Yeah, we're back
You guys
Sunday.
come back, join our stream. Thank you guys for joining the stream.
Thanks,
SSB,
SSB.
shout out
Thanks for your
Austin.
support.
I know you guys in the
Austin,
chat. I appreciate you guys.
Dorcas, Ape Entertainment.
Yeah.
Am I missing anyone? So many people came on
All
the
of you,
stream.
all of you in the chat. I appreciate
Joe too.
you. Yeah, thank you guys.
Joe J. Yeah. JLEW. What? How do you pronounce that?
I don't know. But thank you
Joe.
guys. We'll see you
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, we'll see you guys on
We'll
Sunday.
see you guys Sunday, immediately after the Liverpool Arsenal game, right? And I hope, like SSBC, I hope Arsenal is not too angry. So
Fair,
we'll
fair,
see. Liverpool fans, bye.
fair.